Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. It has been a little while, I know, since I've been here, but life has been extraordinarily wonderful and amazing things have been happening in our lives, so that's been great. Yes, today, flying with eagles. We're going to start with a little note. Today's note to self says, remember today that there is an eagle within each of us, crying out to experience riding on the winds of freedom. Now, what on earth have eagles and flying got to do with Unity principles? Well, here at Unity, we come to grow our understanding of truth. We are all students of truth, and we want to expand that knowledge and understanding in every possible way that we can. And we need to grow our understanding that there is a God energy in all things. And through all things, surrounded by, in all things. You and me hold that energy, but so does everything out there. And particularly in nature, the most wonderful ways to express that God nature that is within each and every one of us. Now, in saying that, we all learn these Unity principles in different ways. And sometimes we have to hear them over and over, and well, I did anyway, don't know about you, to grasp the truth. I've had to hear this 1,000,000 times over, and I still need to hear it another 1,000,000 times over, if not more, to make sure that I'm really grounding myself in truth. And we each learn in different ways. So today, we're going to take a slightly different path, and hopefully we're going to fly on the wings of an eagle to discover how we can look at the God nature within the eagle and embrace that in our own lives and grow our understanding of truth. The eagle is just the most amazing, has the most amazing metaphysical symbolism. It has been known down through the ages to be this highly spiritual bird. So today we're going to have a look, at the metaphysical symbolism and how that relates to us in our lives. And we're also going to have a look at a few other little birds along the way. My feathered friends have been the most amazing teachers in my life and have helped me to understand things when I couldn't understand it any other way. They've brought me messages in every time I walk, there seems to be another message from my beautiful feathered friends. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. And we're going to start with a story, a fabled story, or a metaphor of an eagle. And this is one of my favourites. There's heaps of fabled stories of eagles, but this one I've always connected to because going through enormous struggles in my life, at those times, I've needed to grab hold of the wings of the eagle. And I've read this story to myself and told this story to myself over and over, and that's helped me to lift myself, to look up, as we say here at Unity, and to fly on. And I'm just going, in case I forget the details, I'm just going to read this to you. The eagle is a magical bird that can live and prosper up to 70 years. But to reach this age, the eagle must make a hard decision. Sometime after the eagle reaches the age of 40, its long, flexible talons can no longer grab the prey, which serves as its food. Its long, sharp beak becomes bent. Its old, heavy wings, due to their thick feathers, become stuck to its chest and make it difficult to fly. The eagle is left with only two options: to die or to go through a painful process of change, which lasts 150 days. Is this sounding familiar? The process requires that the eagle fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest, and there the eagle knocks its beak against a rock until the beak is smashed off. After that, the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow back. Then it will pluck out its talons and wait for them to grow back. And then, once those talons have grown again, the eagle will start plucking out its old wing feathers, and it sits patiently and waits till they regrow. And after 5 months, the eagle finally takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for another 30 years. Okay, hands up those who've been in that flight, in that nest. Several times over? Yes. And we've had to do the same. So, of course, the eagle is, just an amazing symbolism of the change that needs to take place in our lives. Now, I must tell you a funny story. At Easter time, our daughter Jacinta and Matthew and our 4 grandchildren, or 4 of our grandchildren, have moved to Broken Hill for Matthew's work. And so we all decided we would go to Broken Hill for Easter. And our car is a little mature these days. And so Alyssa and Stephen said, Mum and Dad, drive to Echuca and you take my car, Alyssa said, and we'll take Steve's car. And so you can drive feeling safe and sound and not have to take your car. And we thought that was a great idea. So we drove to Echuca, picked up the car, and they were still, getting the kids sorted. And we said, well, we'll drive on ahead. They said, that's a good idea, Mum, because you'll be stopping along the way to take photos and you'll hold us up. So please do that. So off we go. Now, before this, I have just finished a new project that I've been working on, and it's around feathers. But I was missing the last feather, and you can guess what that feather was. It was the feather of an eagle. So I set the intention, somewhere, Spirit, I need to be brought a feather of a wedge-tail eagle. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I really need this feather to finish off what I'm doing. So off we set, very excited, to Broken Hill, driving along the road, and Bill said, there's a dead bird on the side of the road. Did you see it? And I'm off with the fairies as usual, looking at the clouds and the breeze and the wind and flowers and all of that. And I said, no, but turn around, let's go back and have a look. Anyway, this beautiful bird that had been obviously hit or something on the side of the road. So we pulled over and suddenly realised what the bird was. It was a very young wedge-tail eagle. And so knowing that God nature is in every single thing, and knowing that it's also in the feathers of an eagle or any bird, I wanted to ask permission of the eagle to have a feather. So I purely said, is it okay if I take a feather? And I was given the answer, you are allowed 4 feathers. So I took 4 feathers, and then I was told one of them was for one of our little grandchildren, Lily, who also takes after her nan and collects feathers everywhere she goes. So I gathered up. In the meantime, Alyssa and Stephen pull up behind us. Mum and Dad, are you all right? Have you got a flat tire? What's wrong? And Steve's on his phone while Alyssa is frantically thinking there's something wrong. I said, no, it's fine. Steve's on his mobile texting to Jacinta in Broken Hill. You won't believe this, but your mother's on the ground plucking feathers from roadkill. And I'm saying, do you realise how important this is? And Spirit has brought me this beautiful wedge-tail eagle feather. And Alyssa says, Mum, you're not putting dead feathers in my car. I said, yes, I am. No, you can't do it. So I had to find a plastic bag, put the feathers in the plastic bag, and on we drove to Broken Hill. With me, I was so excited, I could have gone home then. I had my wedge-tail eagle feathers. So they're just extraordinary feathers. What we're going to do now is take a look too at a few other little feathers that relate to, this time of change and everything else. Jim, could we have the next? Aha. The eagle symbolizes that wonderful way of living between realms, living between the spiritual realm as it flies the skies, and the Native American believed that the eagle flew higher to heaven than anybody else could, but also connected to earth, and it needs that connection to earth to survive and to thrive. But it lives in that beautiful realm where it kind of lives on the earth but doesn't really belong to the earth. And there's part of us inside that's exactly the same. We have this beautiful spirit nature that needs to fly between realms, but we need to keep grounded here on earth so that we can survive and thrive. This simple little feather is the feather of a magpie, the beautiful, humble magpie. Now, you see these every day, but next time you see one, I want you to have a think about the magpie symbolizes that balance between spiritual and physical as well. It builds its nest in the forks of trees, and it is known as the gatekeeper to other worlds. So when you see a magpie or pick up its feather, remember it's reminding you that you can open that gateway to that spiritual side of you. And you can find that balance between earth and spirit and live in that space so beautifully and not get caught up in just the practical, human, physical world, but be part of that spiritual world as well. Beautiful way to go. And I am so grateful to that gorgeous little magpie. When I walk now, they come up beside me and they sing their songs and I tell them how beautiful it is, and then they keep walking behind me and keep singing, but they're just beautiful. So balance. Let's see if we can find that balance between our spiritual selves and our physical selves. The eagle is well known for its vision. Its vision is 8 times stronger than human vision. So to set the intention to see your vision through the eye of an eagle would be a wonderful intention to set. Their clarity is amazing. Their vision to fly so high in the sky and to be able to pinpoint their prey, pick it up, and away they go again is just incredible. How well do we see our vision? Because, our life will unfold according to our vision, to what we want it to be. Now, this little feather is not the feather of an eagle. This is the feather of a barn owl. I seem to find owl feathers everywhere as well. And the owl, to me, is the most beautiful symbol of that flying from darkness into light. Did you know that the owl is the only bird who stays awake for the sun to rise before it goes to sleep? So it flies all night. It has special little feathers on its wings that create, it buffers the sound so that they can fly silently. Amazing. I mean, how amazing is God to create these things within these birds? So it flies silently, and often it's guided by the energy of the moon. And that's how it sees through the night skies. Its vision is incredible. It can see a mouse or a rat or whatever it is, its prey, with that same vision as the eagle. And its eyes rotate just about 360 degrees. It's truly incredible. Its vision. Is our vision like that? Can we see the vision for our lives? So the owl is, to me, is that symbol of us being able to fly through the tunnel of darkness and out into the light. Can you stay awake as the owl does till that sun rises in your life? Can you go through that darkness, through the struggles and challenges, and come out the other end of the tunnel into the light? Because that's what the owl is really helping us to do. Quite often, I say to myself and to my clients, if you if you're going through struggles, call upon the spirit of the owl. Hold on to its wingtips and allow it to fly through the darkness into the light. Because remember, always remember, it holds the same God energy as we do. So let's allow it to help our journey. The eagle symbolizes amazing opportunity. Did you know that an eagle, when it sees storms approaching towards it, it waits. It flies and looks straight into the storm, flies towards the storm, in fact. It doesn't turn around and run away. It flies directly into the storm, and it waits for the perfect moment, and it allows the winds of the storm to lift it up, its powerful wings, so that it can fly above and beyond that storm. Can we turn and face the storms of life? And can we allow those winds to carry us up and over and beyond? Because that's what the eagle is, or that's the message it's trying to give us. Once again, pardon me, this is not the feather of an eagle. When I found this little feather, I asked Spirit to guide me to its message, and it immediately came that it was opportunity. Every one of those little white dots represented a portal of light, an opportunity that we come across every single moment of every single day, an opportunity to smile at someone, an opportunity to smell a beautiful flower, an opportunity to see a cloud in the sky that's in the shape of a heart. It gives us beautiful opportunities, life does, to grab hold of. So when you see a little feather like this, maybe, just maybe, it's a message to grab hold of every opportunity that you can in every precious moment of today. The eagle certainly knows how to co-create in amazing ways. These two little feathers I found on my walk one day, sitting, because I take the images exactly where I find them. And these two, of course, are of a yellow-crested cockatoo. And we look at cockatoos and go, oh, would you stop your noise and screeching and everything else? They actually symbolize illumination, the yellow-crested cockatoo. And to see these two little feathers sitting side by side, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is me and God working together. I'm working with the Great Spirit. In fact, if you look at the feathers, one might be slightly bigger than the other, but we look much the same. We hold the same energy. We hold the same power to create. And I thought that was just a sensational image of co-creation. When I watch the eagle fly, and as I said, our trip to Broken Hill, anytime we drive to Broken Hill, Jacinta will often call and say, Mum, are you still watching those eagles? Because between Mildura and Broken Hill, there are eagles flying everywhere. They're just so magical. And of course, poor Bill, I'm saying, stop, pull over, we have to watch. And they just bring to me this empowered feeling in my heart that I can do amazing things, extraordinary things. Well, in ancient times, a gold feather was only to be held or to be kept by those in power. So the kings or I don't know whether they had queens way back in ancient Egypt, but the kings or the pharaohs were the only ones who were allowed to actually have a golden feather. This is actually a little feather from a pigeon. And the light struck it one morning as it was lying on our driveway, and the sunlight struck this feather, and I thought, oh, wow, this is definitely empowered me for today. And gold feathers were believed to give the pharaohs or those in high places particular power to their lives. So this little feather helped me through many a time when I needed to feel a little more empowered about my life. Such a beautiful, beautiful feather, one to be embraced. Responsibility. The eagle is a bird that takes responsibility for its own life. It often flies alone. You don't see very often a whole lot of a whole lot of eagles flying together. They don't fly in flocks, they fly alone. This feather is actually the tail feather of a kookaburra. And the kookaburra, you would imagine, I always imagined, because of its beautiful laugh and raucous laugh, it was the bird that reminded us to be happy and to laugh at ourselves and at life sometimes. But in fact, its meaning is a lot deeper than that. The kookaburra feather asks us to be responsible for our own emotional healing. We have to become responsible for our emotions, how we're living life and how we're looking at are we living with guilt or resentment or blame or anything else? We need to take responsibility for that and heal, because it's only then that we can truly be happy and laugh with life and laugh at, all the things that are happening around us. The eagle also symbolizes that beautiful harmony between spiritual and physical, and living with that harmony. This little feather is just the most amazing colour. It said to me straight away, or asked me the question, am I living in harmony with everything that is around me? Because once I can do that, I can fly with eagles, most definitely. If I see the harmony in nature everywhere, then I will be able to grab hold of that vibration, and my life will be in harmony too with all that is, with all that has been and all that ever will be. Our last feather today, and I'm sorry, it's a bit hard to see it's in kind of a white, is the feather of grace. Grace is a gift that is bestowed upon us in times of great need, when we are really feeling that everything is lost, that we can't go on, that we don't know how to handle things. Then somewhere grace flows into our lives. And grace is a gift that is given. We can't make it. We can't insist on it. It's a gift that flows through to us from that spiritual realm. My wish for you today, that your life be filled with the most beautiful blessings of grace, and that you vibrate that grace out to the world.